Hey, so good morning or good afternoon or good night, however this thing finds you, whatever time of day that is. So I want to talk to you about drawing bubble letters. And let me say there's all kinds of tutorials and YouTube videos out there, and you probably have your own way. And you may not have your own way. This is just one way to go about doing it, or maybe a couple ways. This is how I do it. Normally, I know what I'm going to make first. Like if I'm making or drawing the word Bob, right? B-O-B. And that was pretty messy. This is just scribbling and practicing. So, and Bob, capital B and lowercase o-b. So I could actually just go in here and freehand this, B-O-B. All I'm doing is thinking about the outside of those letters, the shapes. So that's very simple, right? But I've been doing this a long time. Let's say that you're having a hard time making B-O-B in bubble letters. What I recommend to my students, what I would suggest is that you write or print out the word as neat as you can. The first, maybe practice a few times on a sheet of paper, okay, or on a scrap sheet. And so here's Bob. All right, now that could be a little bigger maybe. But then I'll draw around each of these with another line. I forgot to add or to say draw it light. It's number one art rule. Draw it light till you get it right. And then I'm going to go inside here, and maybe, I don't have to do it circle like that. I could do like a little D shape. Go back and erase this. There we have our bubble letter. I'm going to fix this one. And depending on what you're drawing this for, maybe you don't want that particular design in there. Maybe you're in love with Bob, or Bob is your friend, and you put a little heart in there. It's the same idea. You have the bubble letter. And so the B. Oh, now ideally you could think, well, I could just go right in there. Yes, you can, but since you kind of made this proportional at the beginning, go ahead and circle this, and then maybe make this one a little bigger. Notice I kind of did that sketchy like. So B-O-B, and same thing here. I'm going to go around the outside. What you have to do is kind of do what feels right for you. So now I would do the inside. Notice how this right here is right there. So when you cut that off inside, you want to keep that on the same kind of imaginary line. So there's Bob. Let's say that you're doing cursive. And I'm going to do this kind of, let me do it here. This will be an S. Let's do an H. And I'm not going to do my whole name there. But so here we have an S and an H. The same thing would work. Just go around the outside edge. The same distance all the way around. Now, I think that's a little messy, so I'm going to creatively go ahead and fix that. Go around the outside edge. Boom. Boom, boom. Now, if I want that rounded, I just round those corners instead of. Writing in cursive is kind of a lost art. I'm going to go inside here and do a little bit. Keep in mind that line here where it's going to come up, the thickness, and then there's going to be a little sliver of one there. And then I go in here and erase this. Really important when you're drawing or practicing is that you have, I might make this one just a hair bigger, an eraser on your pencil or on the hand. And we haven't talked about mechanical pencils. If you like the mechanical pencil, by all means go for it. I personally do not, but to each his own, right? So now that S, I could go ahead and do this H the same way. Let's go ahead. I'll finish that. Maybe that H, or maybe it's the end of a word, and you want it a little curlicue here. So I'm going to touch that one, pointed. Brush script. Well, that basically is what you're doing, is creating a font here. And there's all kinds of fonts. You can look them up on a Word document or a Microsoft program. So I'm going to go in here and erase this. Now here we have our H. Now I can bring this one up just a little bit. Okay. So now let's say that you're wanting to show that it, like, when you're writing, this one overlaps. So this is what you put down first. So we're going to go, just think about it, retrace your movements. So this line is like this. This one is like this. And so this one, that one comes here. I like sometimes doing this, depending on what I'm making or drawing. But you don't have to do this. This is just you thinking about it as you do it. So, and then we brought that one up there. So there is our SH. But you can do any, and you don't have to do these little things here that I did. I think it's cool sometimes to add those. I'm noticing when you do that, you notice how. Okay, so there's my SH. If I had anything to add to this, draw it light till you get it right. Remember, if you're making an X, for example, XOX, you're going to go the same distance around every part of that before you erase the center. This is my easiest suggestion for people who are trying to do bubble letters. Just do that. Okay? Write them out, print them out, go around the outside edge. Thank you for watching, and you have a good day, my friend.